Good morning, everyone. Good morning, America. Have you seen that movie, Good Morning, Vietnam? Okay. It's good to see you. And glad to take a good look at you, many of you, after being away from you for a long, long time. During the year-end Qi, I was paying attention to really no one at all, trying to survive another Qi. And now that I take a closer look at many of you, I'm so impressed. You Wei Mountain people are impressive. Very good. Like, did I tell you that Qin Xiang here is a first stage arhat? Meaning that when she's reborn to the Western Bliss Pure Land, she'll be in the upper grade. Yeah, that's amazing. You guys are, she dates back all the way back to Lu Mountain Temple, way before I came to Lu Mountain Temple even, yeah? Thank you very much. So congratulations. And I noticed that people are also, other people have also been improving. So I'm so pleased. That's all that matters to me. You can do whatever you want as long as you improve. You can goof off, you can work hard, you can do whatever. As long as you improve, I'm happy. So it tells you that even the old-timers have been improving. That's very, very good. But don't be in a hurry to die yet, huh? And so this year here, the past year, has been very, very productive. We have, I opened my big mouth, so just don't take me seriously, okay? We have 3 enlightened Sanghas, 1 enlightened layperson. The interesting thing is all 4 of them have different profiles. There's no one single characteristic, if you will. For example, what's interesting is that not only Sanghas got enlightened, but also lay people can get enlightened as well. You see, we don't discriminate. You all will be trained. You all have the same chances to improve. And 2 Sanghas are here, 1 Sangha is in Korea. That tells you that remote training also works as well, meaning I don't need to go to Korea anymore. From now on, we do everything on the internet. Save us some money. Okay, yeah, but I'm so pleased because now I'm under less pressure to show the supporters in Koreans that we are for real. Okay, because lay people have been improving, even the newcomers have been improving very quickly as well. Of course, it's not a matter of time, but actually the old-timers have been improving steadily, regardless. It's what's good about it, okay? Meaning that the Dharma really works. It's a matter of time. If you don't quit, you make it. You open your wisdom. You get healthier, you open your wisdom, and so forth. Now, Today, when during the ceremony, I was looking around, and I noticed that, for example, the Koreans who are doing ceremonies, and the vice abbot of Go Force is also helping with the ceremony as well. Look at all three of them. Can you tell the difference between the three of them? What strikes you as different about the way they recite? Anyone? It's not talk, folks. It's we don't BS. We don't talk until after we've done it. Okay. So what's the difference? I will give you. Let's see how much money I have today. $10. I've been spending a lot of money, so for some reason, I'm not sure why, but a little bit low in cash. $10 for the right answer. Okay, 20. Yeah? What's the difference? You don't understand. We professionals, we go into a temple, we look at people doing ceremonies, that's good, that's not good, that's terrible. This is American style. The Chinese, the Vietnamese, they just, and or like the opera or something, like a performance. For us, it's our signature, because we do ceremonies too. For what purpose? Why do we do ceremonies? Yes, 8. Okay, never mind. Yes. 7, 6.
To get to the samadhi?
To help you enter samadhi. The Chinese, when I went to my master's temples, the abbot told me, the young abbot there, a long time ago, who still is the abbot there at the city in 10,000 Buddha, he says, I require you to attend ceremonies because it purifies you. I said, okay, it purifies me. It didn't purify me, but it purifies, apparently. And for us, it's about helping you enter samadhi. Purification is nonsense. Why do you purify? What for? Why do you purify water? To drink it. Yes? You don't just purify water just to purify water. That's what, that dharma is not complete. Yes, we purify you. You get purified in order for you to enter samadhi. So that's why we look at ceremonies and which samadhi are you at when you do ceremonies? What is your best? So, what level? I mean, what's the difference? $20 doesn't interest you? These are hard times, folks. So people cannot find jobs out there. They're getting laid off. Yes, 8.
Jane said, adorn, and the energy is strong even through the internet.
Energy is stronger on the internet? I could not tell from the internet. I was here. Okay. Technique-wise, I didn't teach anyone this, but I didn't teach them on purpose, because so that I can observe them who can really get it or not. So the difference between the two Koreans is that they were chanting from the lungs, from their throat. This monkey only went down to his lungs level to resonate. Whereas the abbess of Gold Forest, she was chanting from her navel. That's a difference. And that's why her voice was stronger. your signature folks, when you do ceremony, is you project your voice to show how strong you are, show your best samadhi, so that the people in the audience, the assembly, can also follow you and enter samadhi. You're not chanting for the sake of chanting. That's Chinese. We don't do that. We chant in order to praise the Buddhas, okay, and purify our mind, but in order to enter samadhi. We don't waste time. Same thing. We stand there, we don't move. We don't shift our weight. We don't, when the legs hurt, legs are uncomfortable, we don't do anything. We endure it. It's part of our training. So that's why when I go to other temples, I get bored because I see how they conduct ceremonies. It's like there's too much emphasis on the sound, on the instruments, and zero samadhi power. So they choose the people who chant, who have good voices, instead of having samadhi. It's unlike Master Xianqie, who I certified to be fourth stage arhat already. He still doesn't get it. Hey, Master, what am I supposed to do? What's the matter with that? You're not speaking from your navel. That's why when you talk to me like that, you're not talking a fourth stage arhat. I ignore you. I say, I don't talk to people like you. I'm very racist, remember? So show me your strength when you do ceremonies, Koreans. Show me what you're made of. All right. I saved myself $20 today. Okay. Anyone has any questions? Anyone who's curious, would like to ask questions, would like to comment about anything? We are honing and practicing our Pure Land skills. And that's very important for us because our practice is quite different from Chinese Pure Land. We are American Pure Land. We look at, I call it American Pure Land, and I'm very proud of it because I feel it's much more complete than the Asian Pure Land. I'm disenchanted with Asian Pure Land. Okay? Because Asian Pure Land right now does not deliver what I expect them to deliver. For example, the one of the bigger group of Pure Land Buddhism, the leader is, what's his name? He died already. Chinese guy, Taiwanese guy. Jing Gong, I think. He passed away already. He's a third stage arhat. Third stage arhats have no business teaching Pure Land because they don't understand anything about Pure Land. You know why do I make that claim? And yet he had so many followers. That's how desperate the Asian Pure Land practitioners really are. They believe anything, anyone. As long as they sound good, they talk about things they want to hear. So what's his level? So he's a third stage arhat, and now that he's dead, I can tell you about his level. Okay, when he's alive, I don't want to offend him, don't want to steal disciples from him. But he's a third stage arhat, At that level, I assure you, he can enter the Buddha recitation samadhi. Okay? Because the Buddha recitation samadhi, when you recite the Buddha's name, is quite low. It's not as high as the samadhi of a third stage arhat. Let's face it. Okay? But again, going back to the point, why did I say that the arhats have no business teaching Pure Land? Because they don't understand Pure Land. If you don't understand it, you're not supposed to teach it. You're speaking nonsense. You're creating offenses. When you teach something you don't understand, you're creating offenses. Okay? And you will fall into the animal realm because you utter stupidities and you pay. When you speak Dharma and you say the wrong things, you pay. It's a very scary proposition to speak the Dharma. So why do I say the third stage arhat or even the fourth stage arhat don't know anything? You ask my fourth stage arhat disciples, what do they know about Pure Land? Everything they know comes from me. When you ask them beyond what I taught all of you, they wouldn't know at all. And that's exactly what happened to Pure Land Buddhism, the way it was taught. You remember the history of Buddhism? The Buddha started by teaching what? The Agama store, meaning the Arhat store, the sound hearer store. That's it. For 8 years. Oh no, Agama store, that's not 8 years. How many years is it? I forgot now. Anyone remembers? The Agama period, how long is that? 22 years? No. I'm getting old, I forgot. Okay, sorry. So it taught the sound hearer teachings for a long, long time. And then after he finished, and quite a few his disciples certified to fourth stage arhats and pratyeka Buddhas, that one he says, I have something else that I know there's no way that you know how to request for this kind of teaching. Therefore, I'm going to have to speak to you without being requested to speak that Dharma. See that? That's a proof right there that the arhats have no clues at all. Even after they learn after they heard it, they still don't get it. Okay? So that's why, that's the basis of my claim that that late monk who's been really have a lot of followings, Chinese, Vietnamese, not many Koreans, because the Koreans are tough. He couldn't convince the Koreans because his samadhi level is too low compared to the Korean Sunims. The Koreans are very sensitive. They're sensitive to energy. You know that? They went and saw those Korean Sunims and wow, these Sunims are strong. Tungdo Sa, Sung Wang Sa, Hein Sa, and all those big 3 temples, their samadhi is very strong. So the Korean disciples who go from temple to temple, they go and they met the Sunims, the monks and nuns, and they say, wow, our teachers, our masters have samadhi power. Like that woman there, a Korean lady, she used to follow, what is it? What's your master's name, Pure Land? Chunghwa Sunim. Yeah. Second ground Bodhisattva. And she used to really follow him closely, and that's why And he trained many of his disciples of fourth-stage arhats. So that's why once she saw him, she saw the other masters, she said, wow, this is not as strong as my masters. Koreans are super sensitive to energy and samadhi power. That's why when Jing Kong tried to bring his dharma, or tried to go to Korea, the Korean disciples weren't impressed. We're not talking about Sunims, we're talking about lay people, because they're that sensitive. Am I correct? I'm not Korean, so I'm just open my big mouth and speak about things that I don't understand. You can disagree with me. Huh? Oh, good thing. Most Koreans are sleeping right now. And the 3 or 4 who are here, if they dare embarrass me, we will not feed them. Okay? So anyway, so that's a similar reason why the Korean Buddhism is very strong, they're very solid and very difficult to penetrate, because the Korean disciples, Buddhist disciples, the remaining ones, the ones who have not defected yet to Christianity and to Catholicism, are very sensitive. You cannot fool them. And so that's why you have to keep this in mind. When we practice the Pure Land Dharma door here, it's for your own practice. Don't try to tell others about it. Okay, just like the Buddha did. The Buddha, the way he taught Pure Land Buddhism was he first started by teaching Agama, meaning that he helped his disciples improve first. Because Pure Land Buddhism requires faith, which you don't have. Faith is developed. You don't just come to Buddhism and have faith right away. You saw a new person who came in here checking us out, and he left before we've even finished the ceremony, because it means nothing to them. They don't understand. The level is too low. They cannot tell the difference of your level. Okay? If you go around temples long enough, you should be able to sense the difference in the samadhi level of the people around you. They're strong, they're weak. The stronger ones, you feel calm and peaceful around them. The weaker ones are the ones who will agitate you and make you afflicted. Very simple. There's no beater around the bush. Newcomer, you can tell that they're, you go near them and you I'm not sure I want to be near this person. Okay? So anyway, you have to be patient. And I'm speaking to all of you as well, because I know many of you are over eager and try to convert people to Buddhism. We don't do that. Not our temple. We don't try to convert people. We have no interest in converting people. If they have enough blessings, they will believe. If they don't have blessings, you try to convert them, it's a total waste of time. They're not going to believe. That's why we're very relaxed. Okay? There's no need to try to convert people. Ours is like a rather advanced, even though it can accommodate all sorts of levels. Okay? But it requires a lot of blessings for people to be able to hang in there. Okay? So that's why we have, we must be patient and give people a chance, a time to plant the blessings. So going back to the transmission of Pure Land Dharma, do not try to convince people about the Pure Land Dharma door, because it's very difficult. Okay, people don't see it. People cannot see it. So give them enough time so that they begin to improve and get better. That's when they begin to appreciate themselves. They like themselves more than before. Okay? And once they have some skills, that's when you can begin to teach them and share with them the Pure Land Buddhism. Okay? Because you speak prematurely, they might not believe and slander the Dharma, which is very bad for them. Okay? Any questions or comments? That's why we're very low-key. We don't try to convert people. We embrace people and accept them as who they are. And if there's a chance for them to plant blessings, as the blessings increase, they will understand. All right? So you have to in order to teach Pure Land Buddhism, you need time for people. Because, for example, the followers, Master Jin Kong, they believe right away because they are desperate. Yeah? And they believe so quickly, they will lose their faith just as quickly. Our disciples are slower in believing, but once they believe, they hang around. Okay? So in time, you will, like Jin Xiang here, dating back to Lu Mountain Temple, half DRBA, half us, and eventually she'll improve, and then we'll see the difference. That's all. All right. So this year, looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to more of you becoming enlightened. I hope. The more, the merrier, as they say. For you to get higher and higher, because the more you improve, the more fun it is. The happier you become. Okay? That's all. Questions, comments? So this year here, with all these so many people are improving, and I'm confident that many more will continue to improve. We're cranking it up. We're training more and more at different levels. Now, even I have to worry about training the teachers as well as training you at the same time, because my students don't quite know how to train yet. So I need to train them how to train. Okay? So, but it's more challenging every single year, let me tell you. It's much more difficult to speak Dharma now because it's such a wide range of people, from beginners to even higher than, way higher Master Shua disciples. So there's no precedent that I know of. So I don't know where I can turn to learn from. Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. You said faith can be developed. Then how can we have absolute faith in Pure Land? Can you tell us how?
How can we what?
Absolute faith in Pure Land?
There's no such a thing as absolute faith. Your faith is proportional to your level of samadhi. So our environment, our training program, part of that is to help you develop faith. For example, why do you believe? It's because you improve from very low level when I met you last year to where you are today. Your faith became stronger because you improved. And I certified it. I said, yes, you improved. And he said, really? Me? My little me? My little insignificant me? And when I told her that you improved, she said, I don't believe it. I don't feel anything. It's just like xianjie. Sounds familiar, xianjie. And so you force it out, but I don't feel anything. I'm supposed to have spiritual powers. No, you're not. You earn spiritual power, you idiot. I'm supposed to feel a certain way. Yeah, you feel it, but you don't even, it's too fast. You cannot catch it. Okay? So the same thing, this lady here says, I don't know. And now she talks about faith. Before, she said, I don't believe you. You see, it develops naturally. There's no such thing as absolute faith. I don't have absolute faith in the Buddha either, personally, because I can only believe to whatever I can see, I understand. You see that? And my level is not high enough to be absolute. Okay? Yes, DTT. No? The chickened out? 8.
From T.S. Geppetto, if one practices pretty dedicated from home but hasn't received the precept substance from Master, will that cap the cultivation progress?
Yeah, you don't need to be Buddhist. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You don't have to take refuge. You don't have to take precepts. You don't have to do anything. Just practice. But if you take precepts, you take refuge, it's probably easier for you. But you don't have to. I remember this an ex-disciple of mine. He's one of the early followers I have. I think he's Jewish. The Jewish people, they're very smart. They can spot, they can sniff you out. He's one of the earliest, can I say, white, pale skin people. And he liked it because he liked listening to the sutra lectures. I first lectured on the 42 section sutra. He would come every single weekend just to listen to the lecture. And then he came from Master Hsuan Hua's temples. And then he liked it and liked it more and more, so he was only interested in the lectures. He would come to the on weekends religiously to the temples. Wherever I went, he would go. Okay, so he went to Fountain Valley, Bosa, to listen to my lecture, and then I went to Long Beach, city of Long Beach. He followed me because I had to rent a recreational area room to lecture sutras. He followed me there, and then he followed me to Lu Mountain Temple, and then Wei Mountain Temple, and so forth. And eventually, for years, it's like several years, he said, I only want to listen to the lecture. I'm not interested in becoming Buddhist. And he kept improving. And one day, I said, I'm going to start transmitting my hands and eyes. Not Master Hsuan Hua's hands and eyes. Mine. Because my master told me to do it. It's funny. And then he said, oh, great, can I learn it? And I said, no, you can't. You have to become Buddhist. This is only for my disciples. This is our lineage, our Wei Yang lineage, American Wei Yang lineage. Unless you become a disciple, I will not transmit it to you. And even if you're a disciple of the other side, Chinese side, you are not allowed to join us without permission. Even the second patriarch who came here, I would not allow him. You have to earn your spot. What did you do for American Buddhism to sit here? You think you're special? No, you're not. So he said, okay, now I take refuge with you. So he took a refuge with me just to receive transmission of the hands and eyes. We still gave him transmission anyway. And so he hung in there for about 10 years. In the end, he couldn't take it. The tests get harder and harder. And he finally says, I disagree with you. You're speaking nonsense. I said, after 10 years, now you find out I speak nonsense? It took you so long. And he quit. And took his 42 hands and eyes with him. We give our treasures like a 42 hands and eyes for free. Okay. So anyway, I glance at him from far, like as we talk about him right now, I look at him, he's not doing that well. Anyway, you guys don't realize how much we do for you. There's no way you can practice without protection. Very much like there's no way we can be safe here without the police, without the armed forces, the Navy, Air Force, and so forth. Don't take it for granted. Okay? There's a lot more going on than you think. All right. Any other questions? If not, we can stop, have a 5-minute break, and come back and do the lunch offering. Thank you, everyone. Good to see you.